Have you seen this video? No way. Okay, so somebody posted this online. It just said tropical island with a futuristic city, and this AI built the whole 3D world. Unreal, right? Well, there's no time to waste. Let's find out if this tool is real, and if yes, how we can use it. So let's start. Okay, so what do we have here? It says that the prompt was tropical island with a futuristic city, and they used some sort of an AI tool that generated all of this in just a few seconds. So first question, is this AI public yet? If yes, great, we can try it out. If not, then maybe we can get access. And then maybe we can become beta testers. It says it was made by an independent developer called Luma. And if I search for Luma, yes, I see a bunch of social posts by people who seem to be working on something called Luma. Oh, and here it is. One of these posts has the word beta in it. That means that this tool will be available to us soon. Yeah, this is exciting. Let's look at what other posts they have here. It's like there are lots of posts showing us the power of this AI. Like here, the prompt was cyberpunk street in a futuristic city. That looks sick. Here's another one. Futuristic wooden house in the mountains. These are really cool. And now it's time for some more. But before that, I have a question for you. Are you excited about this new AI? What would you use it for? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so let's talk about this one. The prompt was a photorealistic, detailed model of a medieval castle, and the results are looking pretty damn good. Now watch this. In the beginning, we had this black and white image, right? And then with just one click, boom, everything turned color, and it didn't stop there. They also added lush vegetation around the castle. Check out the details. There is a bridge over the water, and there is this really nice path leading into the castle. It's amazing how much detail this can generate. It looks like they can also generate lots of different assets to populate these scenes. Look here. There are a bunch of houses, probably made by this same AI. Again, we can see the same attention to detail. Just take a look at the materials. Damn, this looks good. It seems like there are no limits to what we can make with this AI. Okay, so one thing I've noticed is that these images look really cinematic. That's because they are. They used a technique called depth of field to blur out the background. So let's check out this video and see how this works exactly. So they started out with a photo from Unsplash. Unsplash is a website with lots of free images. Then they ran the image through a program called Topos, which makes 3D depth maps. So basically it takes a regular image and creates a depth map, which contains information about the depth or distance of different parts of the image. And now with this depth map, we can create a 3D scene. We can also adjust things like the camera settings, add fog, change the lighting, and so on. Then we can render the scene, which means we can create an image out of it. And when we compare the original image with the rendered image, we can see how they both have the same depth information. So basically this AI uses depth maps to create these really cool 3D scenes. It's similar to another tool called Make 3D, which I covered in a previous episode. However, there's one huge difference between them. With Make 3D, you have to draw on the image, right? But with this new AI, you don't need to draw anything. It does it all automatically. No, wait. I think I found a way to make this work already. So I went to a website called Hugging Face, and here it is. This is the model we're looking for. So let's click on it, and now we can see the prompt. It says a modern living room interior in a stylish home. And there is one important detail here. It says that this project requires a depth map input. And if we scroll down here, we can see what they mean. So this input is basically the depth map that I showed you earlier. Now I searched for depth map online, and luckily I found this website where we can download a bunch of depth maps. Let's pick one and drag it into the website. Wait, what the fuck just happened here? Did I just break the internet? Is this thing not supposed to work? Okay, so it seems like I need to authenticate here. So I signed up for an account, and it still doesn't work. Does anybody have any idea how to fix this? Anyways, I found a different website where we can download depth maps. So let's go there instead. Okay, so here it is. Free depth map. Let's download it. Okay, so I got the depth map, and now let's upload it here. It says that the maximum file size is 1 megabyte. My file is 7 megabytes. So it seems like this website can't handle larger files. Maybe I can compress it. Yes, that should work. Okay, now let's try again. Okay, perfect. It worked. So this works very similarly to Make 3D. Over here, we can type in our prompt. How about modern living room interior? Now let's click on Run Model. Now hold on to your papers, fellow scholars, because this is what we've been waiting for. It took only 46 seconds, and bam, here's the result. Now we can move around, and it feels so good to finally have this working. Okay, so let's see how this compares to Make 3D. On the left side, we have the Make 3D image, and on the right side, we have the new Luma image. I gotta say, this new AI is pretty damn good. It's close to Make 3D, but not quite there yet. However, there is one huge advantage. With this one, you don't have to draw anything, and the quality is still really good. I can't wait for them to release this to the public. I think it has the potential to revolutionize how we create 3D worlds. I'm already thinking about all the crazy prompts I can come up with. Now you might be wondering if I can do these crazy prompts too, right? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. They actually have a lot of examples on their website. Let's take this one. View of a beautiful village in the mountains during sunset. And here's the result. Wow. Now let's run it through the depth map. What do we get? A depth map? We get a depth map that makes our scene look three-dimensional. Now with this depth map, we can do some really interesting things. For example, we can make the background blurry. We can change the focus point, or we can even add some fog. This gives us a lot of control over how our scene looks. And that's why I love this tool so much. It gives us the ability to create realistic 3D scenes without having to spend hours on it. What's really mind-blowing is that they also have a mobile app. So you can basically create these 3D scenes on your phone. The best part is that it's free to use, except for the cost of running the model and Hugging Face. But still, it's pretty cheap. You can do a lot with this tool. Like you can create virtual tours, for example. All you have to do is set up a camera rig, run the model, and then export the results. This can be especially useful for architects who want to show off their work. We're living in an amazing time. Tools like this are becoming more and more accessible. So if you're a researcher or a student, you can use it to create stunning visuals for your projects. I'm sure you can come up with a lot of creative ways to use this tool. So let me know in the comments what you think. And as always, thanks for watching and for your generous support. And I'll see you next time. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to NextTech Digest, where we talk about artificial intelligence tools that help you work smarter, not harder. Today I have a special treat for you. I'm gonna be showing you how I built my very own personal AI clone in 2025. Yes, that's right. While I was sleeping last night, my AI clone was answering emails, writing 3 different tweets and replying to our clients. And it was all done in my voice. So let me break down exactly what's happening here, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you how you can make your very own personal AI clone too. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so here's the big question. Why do you want an AI clone of yourself? Well, here's why. First of all, you probably have some things coming out of your mouth on the daily that you wish you could bottle up and sell to other people. Your voice is unique, and it holds a lot of value. And there are ways to monetize it even when you're sleeping. Second of all, you've got better things to do than to spend time mindlessly creating content just so you can stay relevant. You do and need to show up every single time, and an AI clone of you can show up instead. Third of all, you probably already have a lot of content, emails, social posts, videos, recordings of you speaking, etc. So it's actually possible to train a digital replica of you that you can leverage for years to come. Finally, this type of technology is only getting more sophisticated and more accessible, and if you do and start playing around with it now, someone else is going to do it and potentially leave you in the dust. So here's how I did it, and there's 4 steps involved. Step 1 is to create a voice clone of yourself using either Eleven Labs or Resemble AI. Both of these platforms allow you to upload a recording of your voice and then synthesize a digital replica of it. For this example, I chose Eleven Labs. All I had to do was upload a 5-minute recording of myself speaking, and then I could generate my very own digital voice clone. In fact, they made it so realistic that when I played it back, I literally thought it was me. The thing that impressed me the most, though, was the ability to clone my tone, my pacing, my intonation, all of that stuff. This is important because when people interact with my AI clone, they want it to sound like it's actually me talking to them. They don't want it to sound like a robot. Once you've created a digital voice clone, you can download it as an audio file. Then you can import it into any app or platform you want. All right, step 2 is to create a writing style clone of yourself. And there are 2 main ways to do this. The first way is to simply ask ChatGPT to mimic your writing style. And all you have to do is feed it some examples of your writing, and then it should be able to replicate it pretty well. The second approach is to go into ChatGPT and say something along the lines of, "You are now my AI writing assistant. Please respond to all future prompts in the same writing style as these examples." Then I would paste in some of my emails and social posts and then test it out by asking it to write something brand new in my voice. It's a little bit clunky, but it does seem to work. And here's the cool part. If you combine the audio file from step 1 with the writing style from step 2, you can start to create a really convincing AI clone of yourself. Okay, step 3 is to add automation to your AI clone. And this is where things start to get really interesting. We're going to use Zapier plus ChatGPT to automatically respond to emails, generate social media posts, update Notion pages, and do a ton of other stuff all in your voice. For example, if I wanted to automatically respond to a lead who signs up for our email list, I can create a zap that says if a new subscriber signs up, then send them a welcome email from ChatGPT. I can also set it up to reply in my voice, which means that when they receive the email, they're going to think that it's actually me talking to them. And this is just one of many automations that you can create to make your AI clone even more useful. Here's another example. Say you have a TikTok video that you want to repurpose into a Twitter thread. You can set up a zap that says whenever you publish a new TikTok video, summarize it with ChatGPT, and then post each section as a tweet. You can even have it reply to comments on your original tweet with additional information that comes straight from the video itself. And finally, here's one more. Let us say you have a Notion database full of leads, and you want to automatically send them a follow-up email from ChatGPT. You can create a zap that says, if a lead has been added to the database, then send them an email from ChatGPT. You can also set it up to reply in my voice, which means that when they receive the email, they're going to think that it's actually me talking to them. And again, this is just one of many automations that you can create to make your AI clone even more useful. And now for the final step, which is to create an AI video clone of yourself using either DALL-E or Synthesia. These platforms allow you to upload a photo of your face and then train it on a script that you want your clone to speak. After training, it generates a video of your face talking about whatever you told it to. I tested both DALL-E and Synthesia and found that DALL-E was much more realistic. You can adjust the size of the talking head, change the background, and even animate your clone's facial expressions. The reason why I love this tool is because it allows me to record myself once, and then repurpose that footage in an unlimited amount of ways without ever having to show up again. Now I know what you're thinking, this seems like a lot of work. Do I really need to do all of these steps to create an AI clone of myself? And the answer is no. In fact, you can skip steps 1, 2, and 3 and still end up with a pretty convincing AI clone of yourself. All you have to do is go to Synthesia, click on Create Avatar, upload a picture of your face, and then write the script you want your clone to say. And that's it. Within seconds, it will generate a video of your clone talking about whatever you told it to. So if you're feeling lazy, you can take this approach. But I highly recommend that you take the time to do steps 1 through 3, because the more effort you put into it, the more realistic your clone is going to be, and the more valuable it's going to be to you. Now, here's a quick disclaimer. Because you can create an AI clone of yourself doesn't mean you should. In fact, I strongly advise against it unless you're prepared for the consequences. When you create an AI clone of yourself, you're essentially giving away control over your own identity. If you're not careful, it could end up being used against you. There are already plenty of examples of celebrities and public figures whose voices have been cloned and then used to create deepfakes or impersonate them online. So please be aware of the potential risks before you proceed. That's it for today's video. You enjoyed it? Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to learn more about how to use AI to grow your business, make sure to check out our free newsletter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.